How's it going, everybody? It is your boy, Wrinkle Flats here, with the Stanley Parable Deluxe Edition. So the thing is, I've played this before, the original, the OG, back when I was but a small lad in middle school, which actually wasn't that long ago. But, actually, nothing about middle school was 10 years ago. Maybe it was a long time ago. But, I wanted to play this game that I also loved that I saw was on Steam called Monument Valley, and I downloaded it. I bought it and it's the other two. I didn't even know they did a 2 and a 3 because I haven't even thought about those games in a long time. One worked fine until it didn't. Like, I got to work on my computer. It was gonna go good right before I started recording. I had to shut my computer off. I came back, turned my computer back on. It just loads into a black screen. Like, it'll pop up on screen, but it's just a black screen. I've tried all the different things, verifying integrities and doing all the stuff you're supposed to do, running it as administrator, all that. I don't know what's wrong with it. I guess I need to get a refund. It sucks because I really wanted to play it for the channel. It's the only thing I know that it's on here. I could maybe get it on a console or something and play it that way. But yeah, it really blows, man. But this is also a puzzle game that I quite enjoy, even though I have not played it in a long time ago. So I'm going to put yes because I have played it, but it's been a while. Computer's barely visible. So I'm like right there. But one of the reasons I wanted, right now, it is... Is this military time? No? Oh. There you go. It's right now 3:43. Beautiful. One of the things that remind me of, and this game actually does fit into the old dude. And I'm not going to try to go through all the endings
of a man named Stanley.
in this game. But
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple.
This game's been out for a while, so I'm sure people have heard about it before.
And he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him.
Pretty popular game. I've never played the deluxe version though. This is the version came out probably a year ago, I think, maybe 2 years ago.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in. As though
Stanley's a goat, dude.
Exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
This is a Source game, yeah.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
So, little story. I'm going to do what he says this first little run through.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, where's the meeting room? So, a little story. And it was the story was going to tie in more with Monument Valley. But I guess I could tell the story
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
When I was but 12 years old, I was just a lad. So I'm 23 now, so about 11 years ago.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
I had a bad back
Feeling
injury
a
on
wave of
Christmas Day,
disbelief,
Christmas
Stanley
2014.
decided to go up to his boss's office,
And,
hoping he might find an answer there.
I had quite a serious spinal injury. Went to the hospital. Not the best Christmas, let me tell you. And I had a pretty invasive surgery, and the doctors thought I would be paralyzed. This is all true. None of this is joking. Well, I would say obviously, but I don't really show myself in person too much on channel. But you might have seen some of my little live action clips, like me shooting guns for a birthday. I'm not paralyzed, thank God.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But when I was in the hospital, my dad had Monument Valley on his iPad. You know, I played it a lot because I was in the hospital for a pretty good while, like 2 weeks, I think. And I love that game. That's why I really wanted to play it, because, you know, I thought it was going to be a nice little story, bringing it full
Stepping
circle.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again
this game
stunned
also
to
has
discover not an indication
after I got
of
home,
any human life.
You know,
Shocked,
I
unraveled,
spent like 2
Stanley
or 3
wondered in
weeks of
disbelief
recovery at
who
home.
orchestrated this.
And,
what dark secret was being held
yeah,
from
it's
him?
very hard to
What
walk
he could not have
after
known
surgery.
was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been
Especially
keeping
back
from
surgery,
him.
takes a longer
And
walk. So
the
just
boss
hanging
had
out on the
assigned
couch.
it an
I remember I
extra
watched a
secret
lot of
pin
YouTube
number,
on my phone, on my little iPhone 4.
2845.
2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't
video
possibly have known
or
this.
series I watched a lot of was Jacksepticeye playing the OG Stanley Parable, and I fell in love with this game. So I can tie it back in somewhere.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code
But
by
I
sheer
do
luck.
love this game.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh my God. I was so scared.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring
feeling
of emotion
peculiar.
in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years
I
it had
get it.
never
The whole
occurred to
fun
him?
of it is
This
that, like,
question would not go unanswered
the whole
for
game's
long.
about me, you know, trying to break out of my previous job and stuff. The routine of every day where, but that actually my boss is, or the narrator's
Stanley
guiding me
walked
anyway.
straight
I'm
ahead
still
through the
just
large
listening
door
to
that read
commands.
Mind
I'm still just
Control
listening to
Facility.
commands. No. We gotta do what they say. At least on this first playthrough.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
What could be over here? Sploinkuses, Blonkuses.
Now the monitors jumped to
my
life,
God.
their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them,
Oh my
eternally
God.
monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh my God. This is terrible. Anyway.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
How
it was
could it
unthinkable,
be?
wasn't it?
Ah,
was it even
the
possible?
French wine.
Had he
French
truly
champagne.
spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yes. Oh, God.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. Good. How do I do that? Don't know how to do that. Oh my God. Are you playing like a practical joke on me?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won.
Oh my
He
God.
had defeated the machine.
Oh my God.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet,
Sorry.
even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
I'm reflecting on how many
Where
puzzles
had
remain
his
unsolved.
coworkers gone?
Why have
How
my
had he been
coworkers
freed
gone?
from the machine's grasp?
I wonder how it was
What
freed from the
other
machine's
mysteries did this
grasp.
strange building hold? But as sunlight
I love having
streamed
a
into the
narrator
chamber,
inside my head.
he realized none of this
Schizophrenia is
mattered to
fun.
him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to
Ooh,
let go.
like this music.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be
I like that bridge all the
his.
way out there.
And that was all.
Looks like
he
we're in
needed to know.
the Scottish
It
Highlands.
was perhaps
That's
the only
oh, what is
thing
that bridge
worth
called? It's a
knowing.
very famous landmark
Stanley
in England.
stepped through the open
Sorry,
door.
Scotland.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of
this
the
cool
new
breeze.
path before
This
him.
possibility of this new
This
path.
was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to
It
happen.
is a pretty scene.
And Stanley was happy.
Aww. Nice. Just typing the N word over and over again. I hate Mondays. Looks like someone's got a case of the Mondays. Corporate office speaking. Just a moment. I love that movie so much. Office
All
Space.
of
If
his
you haven't seen
co-workers
it,
were gone. What could it mean?
take a little peek.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Man, perhaps I simply missed a memo. Maybe I can open some of these other doors. Huh. It's weird. It's like no one's here.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Huh, I think I'll go to the
This
door
was
on the
not
right.
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
This would be a weird office building to work in. Ah, the employee lounge. I'm glad I visited.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all.
Alright,
just to
this
spend a
playthrough
few
we're gonna
moments
go
here in this
against everything he
immaculate,
said.
beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I love this the button clicking sound.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Ah, the first open door on my left. I think I'll go this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Engineering documents. I like closing the doors behind me. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can...
Hello? Oh, God. Oh.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Pull the bread out of the oven.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh,
You
come
sick
on.
bastard.
Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
I
You'd
can
want to
still
commit
love
their
this.
life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
All right. All right.
This is a very
This
sad
can still
story
hang. Let me
about
see
the
the back.
death
Let me see
of
the
a
back.
man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Boobies. Yeah, I don't think I want to press V. V is for vagina. And those scare me, so let me out. Okay, I'll do it.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures.
Yeah.
From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Make dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Tell the kids a
It
story.
was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
I love you, wife.
But there is no answer. Oh. How could there possibly be?
427 is a good engine size.
All he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has
changed. 7-liter.
The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
Go back.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I don't want to not question. Questioning's fun. Sorry if it's making anyone sick at home. Toaster strudel. Okay, I'll hit it.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button.
Oh, what a...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
And we'll do that next episode. Thank you all for watching. If you liked this episode, be sure and hit that like button. If you really liked it, be sure and hit that subscribe button. You can find my Instagram at the end of the episode. And with that, have a good day.